And I will take URL for our wiki. Here. All right. I should enable. Oh, no, I'm already sharing the screen. Wonderful. So, welcome once more to Friday's edition of X2Go, the spread 2023. In our second talk of the evening, we'll take a look at how to use a jump host. First, what is a jump host? A jump host, in a classic sense, is a machine that is the only machine with the service that is reachable from the outside, but which allows you to connect to other internal machines once you're logged into it. In the Unix world, that service typically is an SSH daemon. Another type of jump host is a machine that is the only machine with the service that is reachable from the inside, but which allows you to connect to other machines within its demilitarized zone once you're logged into it. In the Unix world, once again, that service is typically a web proxy, so probably Squid. So in the old days, people would log into the jump host of the first kind via SSH and run an SSH client on the jump host to connect to the internal machines. This had two downsides. First, each connection needed two logins, one to the jump host itself and one to the destination machine for each destination machine that you wanted to reach. And second, involuntarily disconnects meant all your unsaved work is gone. So soon people started to use port forwarding. Using port forwarding when logging into the jump host eliminated the need to start a separate connection to the jump host for each destination system. But this is not really flexible, since you need to know which systems you want to connect to before connecting to the jump host. And same issue as before, if your connection dies on you, all your unsaved work is gone. So the next logical step was to run terminal multiplexers like Screen or Tmux on the jump host. Now, spontaneous connections to various internal systems are suddenly possible, plus you can resume your session if your connection fails. But you're still limited to console sessions, no X11. And this is where X2Go comes in. X2Go client has built-in support for both types of jump hosts that we just discussed. At session configuration, in the session tab, just check the use proxy server for SSH connection box, and this will unhide the corresponding options. Of course, this still requires an X2Go server on the destination machine or machines, but the jump host itself does not need any additional software. SSH-based jump hosts can use SSH key files and SSH agents, as well as Kerberos authentication, in addition to a username and password. X2Go host credentials can be passed to the jump host if they are identical, so there's no additional login required. Two-factor authentication tokens are also supported, both for the proxy and the actual X2Go server login. HTTP-based jump hosts, so web proxies, only support login via username and password. So X2Go host credentials can be passed to the jump host if required, assuming they're identical. So once again, no additional login required. However, in this setup, two-factor authentication tokens are only supported for the actual X2Go server login. And of course, there's always a trade-off between security and usability. So this decision is up to you. But if you're willing to accept the additional risk, you can install X2Go server and a bundle of X2Go client and RDesktop, FreeRDP, and VNC client or Remina on your jump host and turn it into a graphical jump host. And now you can connect, suspend, and resume sessions to multiple internal systems, just like with Screen or Tmux, but for GUI connections, X11 connections, rather than console sessions. And now for the live part. Let's start 3 connections and see how they behave. So here's my X2Go client. And of course, it's opening the window on the wrong screen. So here we have a K-Drive session. Sorry for the German, but you can see we are logged in, and I can log out again. And this was a SSH jump host. So we have SSH server port. We're using the root account to log in. We're using SSH key files and agents to log in. We're using K-Drive, and we're using XFCE. And the server we're connecting to is listed up here. So next is the HTTP server. Let's see, and wrong window again. Here we go. This one uses OpenBox. There's a terminal. And let's disconnect again. And here's something I just figured out a few minutes ago. This proxy server does not require authentication. Still, X2Go client would pop up a password window. If I check the same password as for X2Go server checkbox, then it will not pop up this window. It will not send any authentication because there is no request for one. But you can get this unnecessary pop-up window out of the way by simply checking this box. And now for the graphical jump host. And what I'm doing here is I have Reminar configured as a single application. And inside Reminar, I have an RDP connection. We go. And we're connecting to a Windows 10 machine. And just so that you see this is not a screenshot, I can move this around. And disconnect, we might need that later. So, and this was a bug. If I use this termination button, then it will not actually terminate. And I need to terminate it once again here. And let's just take a quick look at the configuration again. So this is single application. Sorry, again, it's in German. Single application, and the command is just Reminar. So once again, thank you for your time. And once more to all of you watching us via YouTube, remember to return to the wiki page once the stream stops, as the address will once again change for the third talk, as well as for the official goodbye later on. So I'm now ready to answer questions, and if you have any feedback, please let me know. Okay, no questions, no feedback. In that case, once again, we shall stop.